Hi guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Anele Elsie. If you're new here, welcome. Thanks for stopping by. And if you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. We are sitting at 43 subscribers, so that is great. I was just at 3 on Sunday. So yeah, loving the movement with like small YouTubers and their content being pushed out. That is great. So today I'm going to be talking about a topic that is dear to me, which is how to set yourself up for success as a college student or as a university student or as a student in general. So yeah, this was inspired when I looked at my statistics because I was like, okay, let me actually just look at like the people that are actually watching my videos at the moment, and I noted that most of them are within like the 18 to like 24-year age range. So I was like, okay, let me do something that is that will resonate with a few people. But that's not to say that you're going to click away, guys, because I know you have a niece, you have a nephew, you know someone that's actually in school somewhere. So I'm sure that some of the things that I'm going to be talking about here will be helpful for them or for yourself if you're the one that's actually in school. And so I will try to put timestamps in the video just so you can see what I'll be talking about. If you need to watch some parts more, don't be skipping off any parts. But if you need to watch something again, so then that will be easier then to navigate as to where exactly you need to go. So you will notice, guys, that I will not be talking about the resume first because you actually need to have managed things through your career in college for you to actually have a terrific resume, right? And that is the few things that you'll be doing throughout your career. And some of these will include joining groups. So when I mean about groups, it's like clubs, depending on what they call them at your campus. So that is like this can be an entrepreneurship group, or this can be like for aspiring nurses. This can be like maybe a Hispanic group or a black student group or an Asian group. So like these groups usually have a mission that they have, and they usually have like they need to be run right. So that means that they need to have like some people that are going to be the treasurer, the secretary, the president of those clubs. So this is a good opportunity for you to be joining in these. Not only are you going to actually benefit from like just hearing from other people on what they're doing and like learning from their experiences, but you're also going to be able to have opportunities to actually get into a leadership role in this group. So this will be very key now when you now want to update your resume later on, because you don't want to wait to be joining these things until it's too late. You want to start that when you're in your first year, in your second year, in your third year, because when you're now in your fourth year, that is way too late. Because at that point, you want to maybe focus on your studies more. So you actually want to be involved in these things earlier on in your career, and then like to actually start to find ways to balance things, because actually it comes with a skill, right? Because if you're going to be president of an organization, the organization is waiting on you. There's responsibilities if you're secretary or whatever the position is. So you actually want to make sure that you have started earlier on in your college or university career, such that by the time maybe you're in your junior year and you still have this position, you're actually able to manage everything, your studies and this position. So the other thing that I'll talk about, the next thing is you want to also join in the career fairs. So if there are any career fairs that are happening on your campus, so just make sure you. I know, like when I was in college, there used to be a career department on campus, so they would actually advertise as to when people will be coming in and the kind of companies that will be coming in on campus to talk about their respective employers, right? And so you want to ensure that you are signed up for that and you actually attend that. I know there's a pain point with international students like myself. When I was in college, the people that came on campus to talk about their jobs are the ones that would not really hire international students. So there wasn't much of an edge. There wasn't much of an incentive really for international students to attend some of these, which I totally understand, because you don't want to go there and spend like time talking to professionals and that you're actually not going to be able to get something. But I do know of people, however, that they were liked so much by whoever they were talking to, the recruiter that was at the event, such that they were able to pitch something to their bosses, and then they were able to actually end up sponsoring these people. So you never know really what's going to open up for you. And like sometimes it's not really just like want to make a connection to end up getting hired at that particular place. But it could be that maybe you just want to have a mentor, right? Because, like, yeah, maybe that company in particular is not hiring, but then that person can still be your mentor. So you never know, like, the kind of connections that you're actually going to get from these career fairs. So yeah, I just do encourage that you actually do attend these, and it also gives you the practice that you need, right? Because you need to practice how to talk to people, because these are people that you don't know, and these people are in who are in managerial roles. So it comes also with a skill to actually be able to elaborate very well, to speak your mind, to actually let them know exactly as to what you want. So do go to career fairs when they're offered, right? So the next thing I'll talk about is on campus if you are going to have an opportunity to do some work. So, for instance, I know, like, in the US, international students can only work on campus, or yeah, unless you're on a special visa. Or I know here in Canada, it seems like students can actually work off campus as well. So I think there's an arrangement, like certain hours have to be on campus and some hours can be off campus. So that is good. But if you're going to be working on campus, or even if you're working anywhere, even off campus, make sure you try to find jobs that will um, start to help you to have the skill set that you need when you graduate college, right? So, say you're going to be an accountant, try to apply to jobs where you actually get some accounting experience, such that when you're not wanting to update your resume, you have something to add, and also it gets you to have a feel of, like, what it is going to be like to work at an accounting firm, let's say, or at an accounting job just in a regular company, because you understand, okay, do you actually really like it? And when you start to do these things earlier, right, it gives you an opportunity to actually realize, oh, okay, maybe medicine is not for me. I don't really like this. So had you not done that earlier, then you would not have realized, or you would not have recognized as to, like, if you actually like that. So that's the intention of these things. Like, if you actually do apply for jobs here and there as you start in your career in college, so then you actually know these things. Then the other thing is, when it comes to jobs that you're going to be applying to, right? You also want to see if this is a job that will allow you to do other things, to be productive whilst you're at that job. So, what I mean by that is, when I was in college myself, I had some opportunities, such as, like, being a resident assistant. So, I really liked this job because some days all I had to do was sit at the common area waiting for people to come talk to me. That is, they'll come and tell me, oh, I lost my keys, or they'll just come, oh, there's something happening here, someone is locked out here, or whatever the case is. But this didn't happen all the time. So what this allowed me was, I was able to do my homework whilst I was at work. So I was still getting paid, but I was actually able to do something like that. And another example is, was like, I was working at the technology department, wherein we will be waiting for people. So it's a service center, right? So you're waiting for people to bring in their technology issues. But should it be a quiet night, then you're actually able to do your assignments. And, so that really worked out for me. Like, I really found that to be very helpful. So yeah, try to find, ways that you can get this kind of opportunities as well, such that you're actually, like, being productive, like doing your own assignments, and still where you can still get paid and still be doing the job. Anyway, the next thing then that I have here on my list is to apply for grants. So in my sophomore year, I didn't want to continue to do the custodial work that I'd been doing. So custodial work, guys, it means, like, cleaning. So you'd be cleaning the dorms, because, like, on campus usually they have, or in my campus they used to have summer program, so people would come in, so they would still need people that will be cleaning the facilities and making sure everything is running. So one of the summers, I believe, I was working in the kitchen, in the cafeteria, which I actually ended up becoming a manager there, so it was okay. And then custodial work, and, like, cleaning the grounds, or just depend. It was just like a few different things that I like, job offers in the summertime. It wasn't everything, because not the full school is not functioning. So it was, like, actually very competitive to get some jobs that you can actually do in the summer. But this one summer, I was just tired. Like, I didn't want to do any of these other jobs. So then I talked to one of my professors, and I asked them if they could help me with a research project. So yeah, we went through, like, the whole proposal stage, and then we actually got funded. So I got, like, a stipend that allowed me to actually just do whatever that I was doing. So it's actually funny, because I was actually on YouTube at that point of my life, because when I finished my research, I put all the findings that I had gotten on YouTube. So, like, 10 years ago, guys, I was on YouTube. I won't be able to put the videos here because I don't want to have any copyright issues, but guys, I actually was on YouTube like 10 years ago. It's funny. But anyway, so yeah, apply for grants or things like that, because then you never know what you will get, and then that actually helps you to develop a different set of skills as well. That actually, like, I have that on my resume. So like a lot of people always ask like, what is this thing, like why do you have YouTube, a link of YouTube on your resume? But yeah, that was like if they wanted to see any of the work that I done back then, and I did all of the things myself, like no, with the help of some of my friends. I should not just be saying myself, but I mean, like, I didn't really have like a supervisor that was like helping me in the day to day of things, but like did have like one of my friends that was helping me shoot some of my videos, and he was helping me edit because he was more tech savvy than I was. So, anyways, that was on that. And then the next thing is, if it's possible, try to do a study abroad program. It doesn't have to be out of the country, but if it's something like, for myself, I did a study away program. I went to Washington D.C. and then I did a semester there. So this semester was different. It allowed us to have an internship at it actually like a functional company, and this was actually okay to do because you are considered to be still studying. So it's not like you are, no, actually it was called curriculum practical training, so CPT, which is something that's actually allowed. So the government would actually allow you to do this, unlike if you're trying to work on off campus like any other time, then you would not be able to do it. Anyway, so I had a good time in DC, guys. I just explored a different culture. I made new friends. I attended a new church, and this church was popping. I really enjoyed this church. But anyways, my point being, it actually opens you up to different things. So then I have also gotten some connections there. I had to go back to the US at some point to live in the apartments that we're living in. And yeah, because I was an alumni, that actually just like, oh yeah, they were okay with me living in one of those apartments. So you never know where things end up, you know? So, and then the next thing that I have here is ensure that your classes are aligned such that you graduate on time. So I know, like, if you're going to want to like go into a certain career, so maybe like be it nursing, or if you're going to be doing actuarial science or accounting, for myself, you're going to be doing, if you're going to go into an audit firm, you are requested to have a CPA, you're requested to have a professional qualification, right? So you want to ensure that all your classes are aligned. Like for us, you had to get 150 credits. So I had to make sure that every semester I was busy and I had enough credits that would actually maybe ensure that when I graduate, I graduated on time and I had all the 150 credits, because that was one of the prerequisites that you would have for you to actually get your CPA license, right? So actually, at some point then I realized that I had 149 credits. So what I ended up doing was, I again talked to one of my professors. This was a different professor, and I asked them like, oh yeah, I had to kind of navigate how this was gonna go, because yeah, I did not have my first semester organized, right? So now I'm talking about my senior year. I'm like scribbling, what can I do? So, anyways, my professor was like, yeah, find something that you're gonna do, and then we're gonna make it into a program that will be approved, and then it's actually going to qualify as a credit. So then it's a long story, guys. Maybe I'll talk about this one on another video. But I had been traveling from Rwanda. I sat next to this guy who introduced me to another girl that had a fashion business. So then she was selling African attire. So I talked to her. We're like, okay, let's do this. Let's formalize this. And then I was actually selling some African attires on campus. So like the whole thing, like the whole business proposal and all of that stuff actually ended up being a credit. So anyways, my point being, make sure that you have enough classes, and make sure it's the right courses, right, that you need. So if you're going to medical school, you want to make sure you've done all the things that you need to do, biology or chemistry, yeah, you name it. I don't know much about that, although I wanted to be a physiotherapist myself, but I ended up switching careers, yeah, my career path, to becoming an auditor now. Anyway, so the next thing that I have here on my list is start your professional exams early if that is possible. So say you're now in your third year, you're now in your fourth year, and then you're going to be an actual scientist, right? There's certain exams that you would have to do for you actually to be licensed. But you find that, like, I know here in Canada, a friend of mine is actually doing this. She's actually starting to study for her exams, such that she can actually do some of these exams now when she's not as busy with school stuff, right? So this is what people did, guys. I didn't realize, like, some people in my class, my auditing class, when I was now in my final year in college, they were actually studying there. We were in the auditing class and they were studying the auditing section of their CPA exam. So it was like these guys just did it like all in one. And then so like by the time summer came, they just went and they wrote the exam. And me, little me, I didn't even know about this thing. So, anyways, just ensure that you know about these things. So the next thing that I have here on my list is if your schedule allows, right? We just talked about ensuring that you are enrolled in the classes that will be beneficial for you and classes that will ensure that you graduate on time, right? Because I actually know like some people are like are stuck and then they have to take another semester and it's so expensive, guys. Like for me, I'd gone to the college on a scholarship, so I could not have afforded to actually have an extra semester. So that was a no for me. It was not going to happen. And thanks to be to my friend also, like I have a friend of mine who really told me one semester I had to go for yoga, guys, because I just had needed another credit to complete my studies on time. So anyway, so if you do have room in your schedule, sign up for like public speaking classes or like things that are going to help you with like soft skills. So like I found that like having a public speaking class was actually helpful. It was actually a fun class because the teachers in there, they actually do understand the struggles, let's say, of international students, that hey, this is not our first language. So like they know how to kind of help us to get us out of our shells, because a lot of times I find that like us as international students, we just used to like, oh, we want to just be in our shell and just do our own things. But that's not how it works, guys, in college. So ensure that, you can join one of these classes and it actually really helps you out. And like, if you're not able to get a class per se, but like if you join like clubs, like I was saying, some of these clubs are just really like for that, to help people improve their skills, and one of them could be public speaking. So the another thing that I would also mention here is that make sure that you are doing well in your classes right from the get-go. So like I didn't realize, like for me when I was in college, I was like my first year, I was just there living, not even realizing that that first assignment is going to contribute to my grade. So that was one of the things as well that I wasn't sure and I didn't know. But like this, if you actually master this, it will set you up for success. Like then like every project that's being given, it's a serious thing. So you actually need to do your homework, you need to do your assignment and make sure you're doing the very best on that. Like anything really that they're going to be having you do throughout the semester, because it will actually like affect like your final grade, right? But me, little me, I was busy playing and not knowing that, So, anyways, that's something that I'll also let you know here, that make sure that you do. So, the final thing then that I'll talk about here is your resume, right? So, all these things that we have talked about here, guys, they are just things that you're just doing, little things here and there, but they're going to help you to have a terrific resume, right? Because now imagine you have joined these groups, you're now the president of this group, you have done a semester abroad, things like that. Like when recruiters are looking at your resume, they are more interested to actually talk to you. They probably don't want to talk about the fluff, like the generic questions. They want to know, like, oh, like for myself, I went to the Clinton global initiative. President Bill Clinton, and his daughter Chelsea Clinton were at this conference. I didn't talk to them like one on one here, but I mean, I was there with them, and they're talking about their mission on how they are trying to help different countries with, just developing, giving back to the community and things like that. So I found that those were very interesting topics to be talking about when people are looking at my resume and like trying to see, okay, how do we hire this person? And they also see like, I'm involved in different things, which I think is an asset really to a company, if you're not just like a studying person and you're like getting A grades. Like they'll rather get someone that's like, you're an average in terms of your grades, but then they know that you have the soft skills. They know that you can blend into the organization well, because you just don't focus on like the work that you have to do, but then there's other things as well that you do and that you contribute. So yeah, this is all that I had, guys. I hope this was beneficial to you. If you know someone that can benefit from this, do share this as well with them, so then we learn together, we grow together, right? And if there's anything that I miss that you feel like, okay, every student should know this in order to have a successful college or university career, do put that in the comment section here, so then I can know. And yeah, if you have any other questions really for what I talked about, like any of the programs or anything that I did in college, let's talk about it as well. And then I will be surely I'll make sure that I can actually just address that, and then like we take it from there. All right, guys, cheers, thanks for coming on here, and see you in the next one. Bye.